Hello, this is Wadiasoft. This video is part of a multi-part tutorial where I build RedstoneSpire's 128 village iron farm. In this video, I finally add all the guts to the redstone box.
Alright, let's get started with the final build video. Again, there's probably a troubleshooting one. We're going to do the redstone guts. Where to start? This is ugly. This is just sheer ugliness. Okay, I don't know how to put it. I'm still even trying to figure out how I even want to build this thing, because again, it's so well. Since we already started a tiny bit with the subtract mode comparator, let's get started with that. That's the subtract mode comparator. Okay, I'm gonna put a block. This is temporary. I'm going to delete this block in a second. Okay, there's nothing under it. Okay, but there's a block behind it, and I probably should have left the blocks on the temporarily on the side. We're also so that's on the back of it. Okay, I'm looking at my. So if the comparator is facing me, there's a block behind it. Okay. There's a block that's going to go in, that's going to go into it, or touch it from that side. There's going to be a block that goes on the kind of like the back there. Now let me look over here. There's not going to be anything next to it. Okay. I'm going to take this block out in a second. This is temporary. Maybe it's temporary. No, it's temporary. So now I put a block there. So that's the block coming to the side. And there's going to be another block to the side of that. The one I just put on, I'm going to put another one on it. Okay. The one that goes into the side is going to have a comparator on it also. And the comparator is going to go that way. And watch me start putting repeaters instead of comparators. Okay. And that is reference block 3720. Behind the comparator that we just put down, there is a block, which is there already. It's going to feed into a... There's not going to be anything under in front of that thing, but I'm put temporary block, so I'm going to delete this in a second. This one's going to stay. It's going to feed into that block, okay? It feeds into that block. It's going to feed into a block at the bottom level, so this is temporary. I'm going to take it out. Okay, it's going to feed into that block. That block is going to have a repeater on it. So let's go put our repeater on the block. And that's the ticks like that. Nothing fancy there. No one delay. Here comes a temporary block. Okay, delete that temporary block. The repeater is going to go into a block. Underneath that block, there's going to be air. So temporary, I'm going to put a block temporarily. I'm going to put that in there. And that's going to have dust on it. Okay. So that should be reference block 3610. 3610 says block under redstone dust. So we're on to, so far so good. Looking at him, he's going to have nothing on his left side, that's left, but he is going to have a block on the right. Actually, there's going to be a total of 4 blocks. A total of 4 blocks. That's 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 4 blocks. And then we're going to put a catty corner coming off the front. Catty corner coming off the front a little bit. So I'm going to put a temporary block. Delete the temporary block. There's going to be a comparator on that going away from the glass thing there. Okay, that is going to feed into a block. So put a temporary block. We'll delete this in a second. Okay, delete that. That block is going to have a torch on it. And then we're going to, so we're looking at the torch, and we're going to go catty corner. We're going to put a little block in the corner here. So again, a temporary block is going to go right there. I'm going to delete the temporary block. That block is going to have dust on it. Okay, we are at reference 3450. I probably want 3455. Remember I said I made a bunch of duplicate signs? Whenever you see like a big number ended in a 5, that means I screwed up originally and I used it twice. I said 3455, right? Yeah. So that block is also in a good spot. Okay, so we're doing good so far. Let's go back to the subtract mode comparator that we put down. But one of them, we still gonna have to put another one, but we'll do that, I don't know, pretty soon, I suppose. So we have our subtract mode comparator, okay? And see how he is facing us. Let's say he's facing us, okay? We are going to put 2 more comparators, not not subtract, but put 2 more comparators facing that way, okay? One is facing the subtract mode comparator, and one is facing that block. Okay, this particular one is reference 357. It should say block under comparator, and it should be minus 25. Now that's not a duplicate. This is block 3570. 3570, that is a good. That's good, that's good, okay? Now kind of catty corner to that, up a little. So I'm gonna put temp off of that block right there. I'm gonna put a temporary block, which I'll remove in a second, okay? On top of that, we're gonna put a furnace, okay? And we're gonna put a furnace with a furnace inside it, okay? I'm sure there's a reason for that. I just don't know what it is. But I'm going to do it because that's what it says to do. On top of that block we just put there, I'm going to break that block, and I'm going to put a furnace inside of that block, not a dropper, a furnace on the top, okay? That's just what it's supposed to do. I don't know why, it says to do it, so I'm going to do it, okay? Now, we're going to put a block on top of that furnace. That shift, that sheet in, whatever that's called. And it's probably 3560. Maybe that's 3560. Let's see. My 35, unless I got my notes messed up, that should be minus 20, minus 24, 108, 141. That's good. And it says block under comparator, which probably means there's a comparator above it. That's my guess. Let's look above it. I need to work on my notes. That's not a comparator, but let me double check. That is a repeater. 3560. 3560 is minus 24, 108, 141. That should say repeater. Okay, and that repeater is going to face this. Let me see. If you're looking at the oven, furnace, the repeater is going to go this way. And it's going to be default, 1 tick. Okay, so far we have that. Now, let's swing around to, we put her back to the glass. The glass is back there. We're going to put a block, see how we put that block there? We're going to put a block right next, same thing but here. So here's a temporary block. Delete the temporary block. We're going to put some dust on top of it, okay? That's 3640, 3640. 3640 is minus 31, 106, 140. So that is a good block, okay? Now, I'm putting that there because I'm trying to, I'm going to make a 2x3 hopper chain. I don't know what you want to call it, hopper chain, hopper something. But first off, let's go up 2 at an angle from there. So I'm going to put a temporary block, and I'm going to put 2 blocks on top of the temporary block, okay? 1, 2, delete the temporary, put some redstone dust on top of the temporary block, okay? And then kind of catty corner to that, we're going to put a block with a torch on top of it, okay? So let's go ahead and put a block with a torch over to the side right here. So let's actually, we're going to need to put a block on top of this. So let's put a block on top of that, okay? And let's put a block going this way. See, that's going to cover the hole right there. So we also put a block like that. So we have a block with dust, 2 blocks, a gap, 2 blocks, and a torch, okay? This torch is in that works some doors. That's okay. That is reference 3650. 3650. If I could find it, 3650 is block under redstone torch, and that is minus 31, 109, 140. So that is a good block. Okay. Now you see these 4 blocks we put here. That 1 block we put there. We're gonna put a total of 4 blocks going across. Okay, we're going to put a total of 4 blocks going across this way. That's the first block, okay? Second, third, fourth, because that's going to feed that side. We're going to put a repeater on each one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now pay close attention, folks. because these all have different tick settings. All of them, every single one of them, I think. We have the first one is a delay of 1. That's easy. The second one is a delay of 3. The third one is a delay of 4. And the fourth one is a delay of 2. Okay? So that's going to be getting ready to hook up those guys there. Okay? Additionally, we're going to put 4 more blocks in a moment. We're going to put a sticky piston. A sticky piston. Are we putting a sticky piston? We're putting a sticky piston on. We're going to put a sticky piston on the first one. This one, I think. I think we're putting a sticky piston here. The way to be sure is if you look at reference. I'm going to put a sign in the finished build. I'm going to put a sign right here, and that sign is going to say sticky piston behind this block. Okay, and that sticky piston is itself. That sticky piston. The actual sticky piston is referenced 3670, and 3670 should be minus 29110,140. Okay, so that sticky piston is in the right place. We're going to make a 2 by 5 hopper circle. Well, I don't know what you want to call it other than that. And we're going to make a 2 by 3 hopper circle. The 2 by 5 hopper circle, which will have 10 hoppers, that's going to be for the satellite villages and doors. The 2 by 6 is going to be for the 4 phases. Okay, so let's get started with the 2 by 3. Let's go to our furnace with the furnace. Where's our furnace with the furnace? There's our furnace with the furnace. Okay, I am facing our furnace with a furnace. Okay, basically the hoppers are going to come across to these 3. They're going to come across, and they're going to go. Let me get the directions. They're going to go clockwise. Okay, they're gonna go starting here. Okay, they're gonna go. This will be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they're gonna turn the corner when they hit here. So let me put. I'm gonna put a couple of temporary blocks. I will be deleting these in a moment because I need to get a hopper put down. The hopper's gonna go this way. Okay, now I can delete those 2. Okay, we're gonna go clockwise. So I'm gonna put hoppers. So those go into there, those go into there. Okay, so if I spin around the back, the back one should go into there, and then those feed into those. Okay, now this is like one of the trickiest. Oh, I shouldn't say tricky. One of the wacky. Can I say wackiest? Maybe I could say wackiest things. They're not all going to be covered with furnaces. Usually you put a furnace over a hopper, but this time we're not putting a furnace on each one. We'll put them on 5 of the 6. Okay. I fall. Okay. Now, if you remember this where we put our switches before, we put our switches there and there to test it. So let's face the hoppers. Facing the hoppers, we're going to put furnaces on those first 3. Okay. And I like to hide the opening. Okay, so I'm going to go like this to hide the opening because I just like to hide the opening. Okay. Additionally, pay close attention. This torch is going to come off of here. Whoa, redstone torch is going to come off of there. Okay. Now let's swing around to the back, other side. Other side, we're going to put furnaces on the back side. We're going to put furnaces over on these 2. Okay. So again, I want to hide the openings. So I'm going to do this. And you got to shift how to do that. Okay. So now we're like that. Okay. Now, in addition to we putting the other redstone torch, we're gonna put a redstone torch over this one right here, on this one right here. We're gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 blocks. I don't even know, to be honest with you. At least 4, for sure. The first one is gonna come off that piston right there, like that, I think. So basically I have the opening there. I put my block touching the corner. Did I mess something up, guys? These hoppers should just be over the... I have everything shifted over one too far, guys. I screwed up again. That's just like me to screw up. Okay? It's easy to fix. I apologize. Okay, where we have the hanging furnace, we have the furnace there. Everything needs to shift to the front a little bit. Okay, so the furnace is going to have the back of the 3 on it. So basically I have to shift this whole thing over one. Okay, so I'm gonna just start breaking some parts. Okay, so I know this is gonna. I know that's gonna go there. I know that's gonna go there, and that's gonna go into there. Okay. I know I have to break those off. Now I gotta fix these. Okay. And these. Okay. So I know these are gonna go like that, that, and that. Okay. So we're gonna have 6 of them starting here. 1, 2, 3. And the other 3 are gonna touch. It's gonna go into there. Go there, 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 there. It's going to turn the corner, okay? So let's go ahead and put the furnaces back on top. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, okay? And the reason I did that is because it was wrong. So let's go look at them again. I should have the block in the sticky piston, okay? And that's the one I said it's going to go 4. It's going to go at least 4. It may end up going more, but for now it's going to go at 4. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, in my reference, I'm going to put a sign here. I'm going to put a 3360 sign, a 3660 sign, 3660 sign, and it's going to say tripwire hook. Well, the sign's going to say 3660 tripwire hook on block behind this block, because this block right here is going to have a tripwire hook on it. So the tripwire hook's, that's not a tripwire hook. A tripwire hook's going to go right there. I forgot to put my redstone torches back on when I fix this thing. So again, we're going to put a redstone torch on this guy. Okay, and then we're going to swing around the tripwire hook area. And we're going to put a torch under that guy off of the furnace, like this. Okay, we're going to do that. In addition, on the 3 in a row, we're going to put dust, and then we're just going to go to that one. We're not putting any dust on that one. No dust on that one. Okay? Now, and I'm going to put one item in here before I forget. I know it's one item. And you know what? I like to, because I'm gonna end up dropping it, so I like to do it this way sometimes. That way, because sometimes I double click. I'll make sure I'll get one in, because I don't know. Oh, it's gonna lock anyhow, because that's lit, lighted, lit, whatever you want to call it. So that's good. Okay. So now, guys, the 2 that are coming out. So you have your redstone torch there. Okay. So now we're gonna go around the back, which I did. Okay, so behind it, we're going to put some comparator and a repeater. So I'm looking at that. I have the little shape there. I'm going to put some blocks behind the furnaces. Okay, I'm going to put my second and final subtract mode, right click. That's my final one, with the repeater going into that. And that's going to be 1 tick, standard 1 tick delay. Okay, I'll put a block coming out here like that, touching that repeater. So what did I do? I put that repeater with the block there, and I'm gonna. Is that the tripwire hook? Under the tripwire hook, I think the blocks go across, right? So I think opposite that torch is covered by a block. Again, I'm on a reference world and I'm in spectator mode because I want to get this right. No, the torch does not have a block. When you're on that, when you're looking at this torch, there's no block here. There's no block here. Okay, there's no block there. The torch comes out with the air gap. Okay, so I'm gonna put the torch on my side. I'm gonna put a block here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a block next to that block, like that. Okay, so we have our we have a torch on the furnace. We have a furnace, and then we have 2 blocks. We'll probably put more blocks on the end later, but not right now. I put those 2 blocks there because I need to put a block right here so that I can stick a torch on it. So these 2 torches face each other, okay? And it stays empty like that, okay? Now, underneath this block, there's nothing, but I'm gonna put a temporary block because I'm gonna put a block behind it. So this is the block with the torch on it. I'm gonna put a temporary block like that. I'm gonna put a block behind it and delete the temporary block, okay? So that's like that so far, okay? The temporary block, that temporary block is the most famous block in the game. Infamous, I should say, not famous block, okay? The reason it's infamous is because I'm already screwing it up, is because, check this out. Okay, I just did a burnout, I didn't mean to do that. But anyhow, that's gonna go there, okay? And the reason it goes there is because when all is said and done, that block is going to be hidden. That dust is going to be hidden. Okay? So I can tell you right now, I'm going to put this, no, I'm going to put that there, probably. I'm probably going to put that there, because if I don't cover it, how is it going to be hidden, right? Let me double check. Again, I do not want to screw you up. If it's hidden, it has to have a block there, it has to have a block there, it has to have a block here. Otherwise, and that dust should be referenced 3200, by the way. Let me see if I reference the dust or the block. 3200. 3200. I'm going to have a sign on a block in front of this. I haven't put the block there yet. The sign's going to say redstone dust on top of this. So I'm going to put the sign. I'm going to put the sign. I'm going to put the sign right there. Okay, because 3200 reference is, I just saw it. It's going to be minus 2710. Come on, guys. Am I already messing it up? Please tell me I'm not messing it up. Like, it's too early to be messing it up. Let me check some more references, okay? This sign, this block back here, this should be 3610. That block right there should be 3610. Let me check. 3610 should have a reference of minus 29106.143, and we checked it already. That's good. Okay, I know that's good. And then I know I'm going to put a block above it, which we did. Okay. I also know I'm going to put a block right there. Okay. I also know I'm going to put a block right there with the repeater going into it, just a delay of 1. Okay. I also know that I'm going to put a block in front of that one, like that. And I also know I'm going to put a block on top of that. And then I'm going to put a block next to it, like that. And that I have a reference mark. It might be 3470, unless that's my duplicate. Let me look for 3475 then. I should be facing the wall there, right? Yeah. Of course, I could have used transposition errors, because I'm looking for, actually I'm looking at that one. I'm looking at minus 27.106. See, I got something way off I'm looking at here, so now I'm scared. I'm looking for minus 27, 106, 145. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm not seeing it. Here it is. It is. It's okay. I was right. This is one of the duplicates that I have fixed. It is 3475. 3475 is minus 27106145. Minus 27106145. That is a good block. Okay. And then I know next. I know there's a repeater on that block. A delay of 1 tick standard. I know there's a block next to that with dust on it. Okay. And then that's good. Then I'm gonna kind of put. I'm gonna put temporary block. I'm gonna put a temporary block here because I don't want a block behind it. I don't want a block there, but I do want a block here. So let me take that block out. Okay, this should be block 3620, maybe, and that should be minus 25, 106, 144, 25, 106, and that has a repeater on it. Okay. And that repeater is going to go the other way at a delay of a default delay of 1 tick. Okay. Now, I also want to put a block touching that, but not under next to it. So I'm going to put a temporary block, which I will delete in a second. Now I have this block. Okay. This is going to come up to a diagonal, and that block has a torch off the side of it. The block I just put, which I lost, has a redstone torch off the side. So right behind that repeater, there's a hole. Right behind that repeater, let me check. So I have the repeater in the front, and a block behind it has a torch. And above that block should be the hidden redstone dust hole. See, that's where I was messing you guys up. That's where the hidden redstone dust should be. On top of this. Should the hidden dust be here? Maybe. So then what's behind it? If there's hidden dust on top of here, I've just totally. I'm going to take this top block off, guys. Okay, let me regroup here. Okay, so I have my 4 block. I have my tripwire hook. I'm looking for my reference world. Okay, I have my tripwire hook like that with the block there. I'm going to go towards that direction there. Actually, I'm going to take that block off for now. I'll take that block off for now. It might have been in the right spot, but I want to regroup because, again, I want to get this right. Okay, so I have a block, and then a tripwire hook, and then another block, and then another block. Oh, okay. So I have my tripwire hook here, and then I'm going to put a block next to him, which I think I did have, which I think I just deleted, going into those guys. Okay. Then I'm going to have a gap on the front. I'll take this guy off for now also. This guy up here, I took this block off right here. And let's take this dust off as well. Okay. So I have this, because I'm going to want to put so I have a open, a hook, a block, an open, and I want to put another block here. Okay, I want to put a block there like that. Okay. And that block is going to have a block next to it. Wait a minute. It does have a block next to it. So I have a block there, right? I have this repeater here. I'm gonna put a piece of dust here. Okay. This block here, that's gonna stay blank on that side. It may get stumping later, I don't know, but right now it's empty. Nothing's gonna go on top of it. I'll put glowstone right there. And that glowstone is 3590. That's a good reference. So then we're gonna have that dust and that glowstone, okay? Then we're gonna put 2 blocks next to them. And then we're gonna put repeaters facing in, and we're gonna put dust on that glowstone. And then we're gonna put repeaters going into both of those. With the default, the one to the default. And this guy is going to feed into our subtract comparator. Okay. Now behind those guys, nothing is under them, and nothing is going to be behind them directly. But we are going to have a something coming out at an angle right here. So I'm putting a temporary block, which I'll take off in a second. I'll put a block out here. Take that torch out. This block here is going to have a torch on top of it. And I have a reference of it of, it looks like 3490, but it could be 3495. Where's 3495? Block under redstone torch, minus 27109,145. That's a good block. Now, that should be in front of, there should be a hidden piece of redstone dust in there. That should be a hidden piece of redstone dust. That is okay. That is the whole thing that sparked everything. So this block here, oh, maybe I got burned by my own stupidity again, because I was looking for 3200. Maybe I wanted 3205. Let me look for that. 32. No, it says hidden. It does say hidden. Well, the redstone dust says minus. It says minus 27,109,144. Maybe I was just reading the wrong thing. I don't know. Maybe it's past my bedtime. Because that is minus 27,109,144. And that is 3,200, okay? So that is going to be hidden. So I know I'm going to close this because it's hidden. Otherwise, it wouldn't be hidden. So this block right here, I'm going to put a sign that says 3,200 redstone dust on top of this, because it's hidden inside there. You just can't see it. Okay? Yeah, try building that from a world download. Thank you very much. Okay. What else we got? We have some action going on. Let's look under this glowstone here. Do I need to hook anything else up together while I'm here? I don't even know. I think that was 30, 35, 10. I don't know what that is. But anyhow, let me look around some more. Actually, I think that I'm going to break or cut right now, and because I need to have my whatever you want to call it, full concentration on this. So I'm going to take a break, and maybe I'll cut this part out where I say I'm going to take a break, so you may not even know I'm taking a break. But we'll be back in a little. We'll be right back. All right, let's get back. So we left off there. We left those two guys hooked into there. Let's look at the bottom. I'm trying to build this from the guts out. Those look like likely candidates for something. Okay, let's go find our furnace with the furnace in it and a piece of glowstone over there. Directly under, there's an air gap under that glowstone, but there's also going to be a piston. Not a sticky piston, but a piston. Did you hear what I said? A regular piston under the glowstone in the back. So the piston is actually going to be 2 spots down. So I'm going to put 2 temporary, and I don't want to confuse myself. I'm going to really make sure I understand this is temporary. Okay? I think a regular piston. Regular, got that? I messed this up the first time I built it. It took me a while to figure it out. I said a regular piston right there. Take out the blocks. Let me double check this. 3220. This is going to say regular piston. That should be at minus minus 25107,143. That is in a good spot, okay? So that is good. And why did I put that piston there right now? Because I found some stuff that I wanted. I was wondering if it was supposed to be empty behind it, and it's probably behind that piston. Now it's trouble getting back there. Where's that piston? This is a pain in the behind. Where'd that piston go, guys? There's the piston right there. There's the blocks behind it. We're gonna go up. Okay. We're looking at the piston. I'm looking at the piston in my reference world. Underneath, directly underneath the piston is going to be nothing. And there's going to be nothing. There's going to be nothing underneath it, which there is not. And there's going to be nothing on the sides of it. There's going to be nothing on the direct sides. No blocks, I mean. No blocks on the direct sides. However, there is going to be a block catty corner to the front right there. And there's also going to be 2 blocks catty corner behind it. And then there should be a comparator coming this way. And then there should be a repeater going that way. There should be dust here. And then that's the whole reason that, remember I said, why do those 2 blocks look so blank? Because they were blank. Okay? I want to put another block off of this guy. So the back of the piston, we're going to put a block here like that. Okay? We're going to put 2 4-tick repeaters going that way. 4 going that way. That's going to be empty down there, which probably means there's a torch, which means there should be a torch right there. Okay? Now, the side of this piston is the access hole, basically, because you're going to be in a world of hurt. There's an access hole. There's an access hole right there. That if you're cheating like I am, it's easy. Nothing to worry about. But if otherwise, okay, so we're going to drop down there like that, right? That's going to come down there. That's going to come down. So that right there is probably block 3680. It should be minus 27106,142. So that block is in there good. So learn that pattern. It looks nice. Okay. Okay. So we have that done. Okay. That done. How about going over here? If you're looking under all these pistons, behind the glowstone. I'm gonna go look at my reference road. I'm gonna stand there in my reference road. So if you're looking forward off that glowstone, that is supposed to be, that part is open. That's good. Okay. Then we have the furnace, and we have the stuff going into the furnace. It's so we have. I think did I put this wall in the wrong place when I did this? Because I have my comparator coming this way. In my reference, and I have my furnace. My reference map, I have a repeater. I'm just missing a block, I think. Because, let's see, I'm swinging back around. There's a comparator that comes off of that. And then we're going to put another block kind of diagonal up from there. So let's, I'm confused, I'm lost. Okay, so basically, remember this guy here? This is our redstones, right? So we're going to face the guy with the thing on it. There's our tripwire hook. There's a comparator right there. We need to put a block coming off the end of this hopper. So that's what I mean to say. Like that. Okay, and see how it touches the corner? That is going to have a repeater. Standard, whatchamacallit. That's gonna feed to. It's gonna have another one there. So it is going to. Don't touch that. It's one tick. That is good. That's good. 2 pieces there, and then it goes off to the side there. There is nothing on top of it. That's good. Now we're going to see. That was this one right here. Okay, so we're kind of good. So that was our access hole. So now let's look at. This is a timer here. That's why I'm saving it, because I always screw that up and it gets so noisy. I think an Ezo hopper timer, I think. And because remember how it's gonna have a comparator on the end there. We might build that now, but I wanted to get some of the inner guts finished first. So let me go out of my reference world, because these hopper timers always have the hoppers pointing to each other and a comparator at the end of each one. We're going to have a diagonal block coming in off of this one. So I'm going to put a temporary block right now. I'm going to delete it in a second. We have that guy there. So if you look at the bottom, you see this nice little pattern that way and this nice little pattern that way. Okay, so since this is a famous timer, I'm going to do like that, okay? Because I'm going to put two repeaters pointing towards each other. And I'm going to put 11 items. And while I'm here, I might as well do this. So again, so I remember to delete these things. You know how the hoppers feed into each other. That does not go there. That is going to be open on the bottom. Let's go ahead and put our furnace on there. Cover it up. Come on. Okay, we got our furnace there. We got our hopper feeding in. I have not put our stuff in it yet. We're going to put two sticky pistons. You know the routine. I'm getting rid of my regular piston because I already used my regular piston. No. Okay. Of course, you know, of course, since it's the hopper timer, it's got to have one of these in it. Okay, and then we're going to put 11 items. I'm going to go ahead and count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yay, it stopped already. This locks it, by the way. I think when I forgot to put something in here originally, when I tried to build it, this was always locked. Because if this is not here, it's going to... See how that locks it? Anyhow, I'm putting that back because I want to lock it. So I have my hopper timer there with my 11 items, and that's going there. Is this looking a little sparse? Let me check. Let me check my reference. That is not sparse. That is what it should look like. It should have the piece above it. How about as we come towards the front? As we come towards the front, we have this there with that in there. We have this going here. Okay, I think we need to go up a little. I think you agree with me, right? So let's move up. Let's move up in the world. Directly above that torch, redstone torch, we're going to put 2 blocks on top of it. 1, 2. We're going to go across. And then we're going to put a torch coming out the side of this one, like that. And it's going to feed back into 2 pieces of dust to there. Then we're going to put a sticky piston, everybody's favorite, off of the end of there. You ever do that in survival and you like hit yourself with the piston and you get a black eye or something? Put a block on top of that piston. That is good. I think that is that a pull something or other. I don't know. I got to work on my redstone knowledge. No, that's not what I want. I want to put a block on the side there. I'm going to put a delay 2 repeater coming off of there, off of this thing. Start over. 1, 2. Delay 2 repeater coming off of that. I know I'm going to put a block behind that repeater. I think I'm going to put a block well, let's wait. I have a torch there. I have a torch, and I'm going to put a block on top of that torch because that's what the repeater is going to feed into. And then right down here, I got burned initially as well. This is what burned me on one of my initial pieces that I missed. So I don't want you to get burned either. Let's move on down. We're coming down here. Here's our hopper timer. We're standing. Let's stand on it. We're standing on it. Okay. We see a repeater down there. A couple of blocks of air. We see a block there and a piston there. We need to put a torch on top of that block. And a block on top of that torch. So now if we swing back around, we have our sticky piston, and you can't see a bunch of other stuff. But basically, that is how that fits. Then we had the block on top of the block, and we're gonna do a diagonal. So hold on, I'm gonna delete this block in a second. Delete that block. This block right here comes off of that torch. That's actually gonna feed into our main line. And the way it's gonna do that is there is going to be a torch underneath this block, like this. And this block here has got a nice reference on it. Reference 3505, okay? This is actually going to hit off of the end of the 5x2s. Actually, we're going to end up with a hopper line going this way, 5 and back around 5. And I think we're almost ready to do that. Let's go back here. We have these guys, okay? And I know these guys are going to be blocks because I've done this a million times. Those are blocks. Trust me, I'm not lying. I could be wrong, and we'll catch it in post edit or whatever you want to call it, because again, I'm good at screwing that stuff up. And I suspect you might want to put some blocks on top of those. Okay. I think this is one of RedstoneSpire's points was be careful, there's a sticky piston in there. That's one of the things to look out for. So I reminded you. Here we're going to put comparators 1, 2, 3, 4, because those are going to this outside one is going to lower that guy. The second one's going to lower the middle. The next one's going to lower the closest one and raise it, obviously. And then the furthest one right there is going to switch doors. That's how that whole arm works. And that's going to work because we're going to put a circular timer. Well, I just made up that term, circular timer. But anyhow, how are we going to do that, you ask? We're going to do that with hopper chain. So let's build our hopper chain. This thing is going to go clockwise. So I'm going to put an end block over by the glowstone. The hopper chain is going to come around this way. The hopper is going to hit the by hit I don't mean hit. The hoppers are not going to touch the comparators. They're going to touch the blocks next to the comparators. So I need to pay attention here, extra attention. So I'm actually going to have blocks here. I think. Let me check my reference map. Yeah, I am. I really am. I'm not lying. I'm going to have 4 of those with one on the end. What I mean is 4 of those with one on the end, okay? I'm looking at it in my reference world right now. Those 4 blocks are going to have hoppers feeding around. So I'm going to go to the side and they're going to touch this side. So let's go to this. Let's go stand on this block. Because I want to do it on my reference rule. Again, I don't want to screw you up. That is that block right there. The end of those guys, that guy. He's actually going to have a repeater, a 4-tick coming off of him. So while we're here, let's do that. That whole 4-tick repeater coming off of that guy. And he is going to, what's he going to hit? He's actually going to hit a hopper. But let's get our hoppers going. So they're going to go clockwise, okay? They're going to go clockwise this way. So I'm going to put a temporary block there, okay? Because I know my chain is going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me check. I'm going to verify that the end one goes that way. I'm checking my reference world right now. The end one does that. It does go that way. So it's going to go clockwise. And I'm going to fall again. So I don't need to delete that. Actually, before I delete that, why don't I just put another one here? Because I know this is going to go like that way, right? Because I know I'm going clockwise, which means I know I'm going to feed into that guy, so I can break that guy, and I can go bing, 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 bing. Now I have my 5x2 going clockwise, okay? Now, this is one of those where you are going to put a furnace on every single one of them. How's it looking underneath? It's looking pretty good underneath. That guy in the back, he is naked, and he's going to... Let me make sure he's supposed to stay naked. He stays naked. So, let's put furnaces on everything. You know the routine. The other routine is, please don't forget to put an item in there. We're going to put an item in there. Is it going to lock? I think it's going to lock, right? Yeah. Now we're going to dust most of it, but not all of it. We're not going to dust this piece right here. So we're going to basically go this shift, 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 shift. Okay, we're not dusting that piece, so that part is good. Okay, so now we're ready, right? Okay, we're not really ready. We're getting ready. On this other side is going to have 2 with the gap and 2. Yeah, I'm not making any sense. I know that. Basically, below, we're going to put 1, 2, gap, gap, 1. So I think I could come out here temporarily and put that there. Can I do that? I can go 1, 2, right? I'm gonna delete these 2 and I'm gonna delete these 2 in a second. They're gonna go away, and I'm gonna put 1. I'm gonna delete those 2. Okay. So, and what that's gonna do is that's gonna feed out. This one is gonna that one's gonna feed the far villager up and down. The next one is going to do the door gold block switchy. This guy's going to take a 2 break, a two count break or whatever. And then the last one, I think, cycles the 32, the next piece of stuff. Yeah, it's confusing. I know. Let's put our comparators down. 1, 2. Now this block here, I have a reference on it. So let's check. I think it's 3690. It could be 3695. Let's look at 3690. 3690 is minus 24, 110, 141. So that is a good block. We are good. And we know that that guy is going to feed into a sticky piston, the one we just talked about. He's going to feed, is it getting dark? Let's make it dark. He's going to feed into a sticky piston. The other guy? No sticky piston for him. It's just a block. Now, then those 2 guys are going to feed into 2 blocks. And they're going to have blocks on top of them. And we're going to have repeaters. You're all familiar with the routine. And I think these guys have different ticks. This guy's got 3. This guy's got 2. That's going to feed those guys. So we're doing good again. So what's next? We can do the next part if you want to, if you're that much of a rush. Okay, so we have the block up here that feeds into the furnaces. And then there's kind of a block next to him with the torch on it. And then there's going to be a block with the torch on it kind of sticking out from here. I'm going to delete this block, the next block also, but I got to put them down. 1, 2, and I think I have to put a block here. Let me see, is that right? Do I have a block that's going to come into that? Would have been easier if I paid it. No, I need to pay attention. I'm going to put a block on top of that one. Okay, so basically the block's going to feed into this block right here. It's not going to feed into it, it's just basically going to butt up against it. But it's also going to feed it a torch here. This is like a wacky looking thing. We have an up, an angle, and an angle. But that's what it is, it's up, angle, angle. And that is going to feed into repeaters and stuff. Now, sticking off of underneath this guy, let me see. So we have this guy right here. What do we have? We have the guy with the torch sticking off the side. The guy with the torch sticking off the side, we're going to put like a little diagonal block. This is the guy with the torch sticking off the side. We're going to put a diagonal. Actually, yeah, we're going to put a diagonal down block, and then we're going to. Actually, we've got more work to do. We're going to put a diagonal down block. This block's going to go away. But then we're going to put a dropper. We're going to put a dropper touching him, going into hopper. So we're going to put a dropper this way, going into a hopper. Okay. Wait, that's not a dropper. Was that a dropper? Dang, you guys paying attention or not? Is that a dropper? That's a dropper. I have a dropper. Oh, did I say dropper? I said dropper. Hopper going into him. Another critical thing, obvious but stupidly not obvious, that I missed when I built this the first time is I forgot to put the redstone dust on top of that guy. Then we're going to bust that. We are going to put a comparator. We're going to cover, he covered it with a block, so I'm putting a block on it. We are going to put 32 items, 32. These are going to be the villages. I'm going to put them in there. 32 items. And then, touching that hopper. Where's the hopper? Uh-oh. I misled you. The block, not totally misled, just minorly misled you. I said there's going to be a block, gap, gap. A block, a gap, gap, block. That block is really not a block. Well, it's a block, but it's really a slab. Okay? And that slab is going to have a comparator. Okay? So far so good. Now we get the block on top, and then we're going to put we're going to build another timer here. This is the reset timer. Let's find our piston, regular piston, because that is part of our reset timer. It's hidden away. It's a regular, hey, what's on a timer? A comparator. Everybody knows there's a comparator, right? So we know there we could put our two, well, we're going to put our, you know what I'm talking about, our things. Our things that point towards each other. Hoppers. Let me get my block set up though, because I get blocky sometimes. Okay. So I know I'm going to put a block here. I'll put a comparator on it. Comparator. Not sure how to pronounce it. You know the routine. I'm sure you guys have seen this thousands of times. Okay. That is not what. That's not exactly what I wanted to do. So you're on your own in survival. You'll have to figure out the safest, easiest way to do that. Okay. He has got this covered with furnaces, not droppers. Although I think I heard that you could put. I thought I heard droppers are better than furnaces to cover. So I don't even know. We have our dust behind this one, maybe. Please tell me we have dust back there. See the dust back there? Okay. The front one is kind of gonna go. Well, let me get my back side going. I know my back side of front side. I'm gonna put temporary block. So hang on. This guy's gonna go away. Okay. That's gonna go there. That guy's gonna have a piece of dust on him. Then we're gonna put our sticky piston there, and our thingy majingy there. We're going to have our comparator hanging off. He's going to go to our reset button, which kind of goes diagonal to that. So I want to go kind of diagonal right there. And this is the real button. This is the only button in the game. That is the reset button. And we're going to need 64 items. You heard me, 64. Okay. So this is going to hold 64 items. He's blocked. Okay. what hangs off of that side? Anything touching that furnace? Something goes on top of the furnace. Okay, something's going to go on the top of the furnace, 2 blocks over from the furnace cover. So we have the cover on top of the furnace plus 2 blocks this way, building blocks. We had our repeaters that way. We're going to have dust on these two. And those are going to feed into a block. Temporary, I'm going to destroy this in a second, so just hang on. They're going to feed into that block there. That block there is going to have a torch on top of it. Is this thing still going? It's still going. That block is reference 3540. Is it a real or is it fake? 3540. Maybe it's 3545. Minus 21109,141. That is 3545. That is a good block. That torch goes under there. It lights that. Okay. So what goes next to that torch there? Nothing goes there. Nothing goes anywhere. Is this guy just going? Is this guy doing his thing? Is he done? This guy might be building. He's building. See, he's down over there. See him down? He's up. Now he's down. Then he's gonna go down, and he's gonna go up, and he's gonna go down. And then this guy should flip. If he doesn't flip, then I've screwed it up. Let's see if one of these ends moves when he goes up. See, that went out. Now when that guy goes down, this guy over, when he's done, that guy's gonna go down. And then when that guy's done, this one here is gonna flip. Of course, we don't have villagers, so nothing's gonna happen. But that is the build cycle. See, it's right there right now. Then it's going to rest for 2. It's going to rest for 2. And see how we have 32 in there? Is it going to count down when it's done? So it's on. It's right there. It's going to hit this one, and that's going to flicker. And then we have 32. That's simple. I'm missing something. That much I can tell you. I'm missing something. See, there's probably nothing that should be counting. So let's go. And I didn't mean to test this right now, but since we're here, we might as well do it. So basically, we're missing a bunch of pieces still. But let's check the reset while we're here. Let's watch this. See those guys chunk, and those guys chunk. See them? Those are resetting. That's good. And see, the reset pulls the villager over. All 4 villagers came home to Papa. Or Mama. Or neither, or both. And I can't figure out how this timer works yet, because there's a 64. I think it goes back and forth once or twice. It takes a tiny bit of time. But anyhow, let's finish our wiring. Keep working on our wiring while we're here, since we're so close. So, we have this funny Tetris looking piece laying down here. I'll call it a Tetris looking piece. Behind him there's a repeater. And there's a torch. There's a torch hanging off of that block right there. That repeater is going to go into a block. The repeater is next to our piston. That's going to go into a block. A temporary block I'm going to put down because I'm going to delete it in a second. Delete it. It's going to come out too. But the one it goes into, you see the repeater there, going there. We're going to put a piece of dust on top of that block. Then we're going to put a piece of glowstone over here. So I'm going to break something in a second. Got glowstone there, like that. This block under here, he has a torch on him. He just lit that. I say okay a lot. I'm sorry, okay? But that's just better than saying So then we have this. We have the glowstone there coming down to diagonal. Let's come down to one more diagonal. So I'm going to delete the block in a second here. I'm going to delete that block, but let me put this guy under here. As it comes down a diagonal. So that's got the torch off the front. He's got a torch off the front. Nothing there, nothing on top. That's the one that's the dust on that side. There's going to be a dust on this piece right here. No, a dust on the one I just put down. It's right across from that thing. That should be 3480, I believe. 3485 probably. Let's put this back up. Minus 23106,145. That is 3485 reference. That is a good reference. And then it's going to spin around to a temporary block. Not a temporary block. I'm going to put a block not above it, but maybe, but not right now. I want to come out like that. And then the same way we have 2 blocks there, I'm going to put 2 blocks here. See 2 blocks here? 2 blocks here like this. Okay. Now I just, is that bud powered? I think I just screwed up this whole thing by doing that. I've done it before. It's not the first time, but we're just still building it. Doesn't matter. We're going to put 2 repeaters. 2 repeaters going that way. One of them is one delay. They're just going opposite directions. One of them is going to go this way. One of them is going, I'm moving too much, I'm floating. One goes that way. I turned around, one goes that way, okay? Like that. And that's going to go into a block. So I need to put a block over there in between with that, like that, okay? And stop saying okay. So that block there on top of him is a comparator. On top of him is a comparator. He is, no. So we have this little thing there. Then we have the block facing this way. We're going to have a torch coming out this block here, which is kind of underneath. It's going to be underneath there with the air gap. We're going to put a torch. The block that we just stuck the torch out the side of, we're also going to put a torch on top of. Where did I just put that torch? I'll put a torch right there, okay? That torch is going to go right under, it goes under that hopper. Let me check. The torch does go under that hopper. We're going to put a block out the side of, off the side of this torch, like that. Actually, while this is building, yeah, see, something went wrong here, because we're not ready yet. We didn't move our, see, normally it'd be, what is it doing? Oh, see, it hasn't even moved our villagers out yet, I think. Did it? Part of it, see, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about right here. It pushed him. Yes, the piston is out. He is stuck. This will not be good. This stuff, that's, if anybody knows how to fix that, please let me know. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about. Let's get back to here. We just put this block here coming off of that little torch thing. That should be block 3525 probably, which would be minus 22109144. That is good. That is a good block. There's a comparator on top of that. There's a comparator on top of that. Okay. And then that comparator is going to feed into a block. So a temporary block. I'm going to break it in a second. And that block is going to have a torch coming out the front of it, with this, along with me falling to my death. That's going to have a torch coming out there. Additionally, this thing is going to feed into a block of diagonal above it, so I'm going to delete this block in a second. There's going to be dust there. So this guy is kind of over that guy. Okay, so you look at it this way, that looks like that. Let's swing around. This is all good. We're going this way. We've got repeaters in there. See, this is counting now, by the way. So now we have that. Okay, So we're doing good. Other than that guy that didn't go, it's going through its cycle, and basically this counter here is going to do its thing. It's going to go through its 11 blocks, and each time it does 11, it pulses that thing, which moves another one of these. So this is going to go around 10 times, and 4 of them are going to do something there. 2 of them are going to do something there. And then we're going to skip. I don't remember what this first one does. And we take a 2 rest and do other stuff. But anyhow, we should now see that. Where are we? We're now in the rest spot, and then it's going to move to the second rest spot, and then it's going to hit there. So we're on the second rest spot. Then the next time it's going to hit that thing. It's going to flash, and the dropper's going to go down 1. Okay, and then when that finishes, it's going to. He finally moved. I don't get it. When that finishes, it's supposed to flip the next setting over. But anyhow, let's call it I'm going to take a break for now, so I'm going to cut. But when I'll probably, during my break, I'll probably see what I've missed. And then when I get back, I'll fix it. And then if that's looking good, we could put the villagers on top. And then we could test. I'll show you a fast way to. Actually, we should be good. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, reviewed the stuff. I noticed that one of my repeaters delay was up. I'm not sure if that is going to fix it or not. But basically, as you come in here, over from the back, there's that piece of glowstone sticking out there by himself. I noticed that a repeater is set at the wrong delay. So we're going to go right above that. This one right here. See where we have the one that curves over towards that glowstone? That repeater should be at a delay of 2. Okay, this one. So I'm going to set it to 2. So you'll see that it says delay of 2. All right, again, pay attention to the details. This block right here, that's reference block 3535. There should be a redstone torch behind it, like that. It's that simple. It's that simple. All right, I've been burned by a torch again. Get it? That's pretty funny. Burned by a torch. Let's see this little slab right here. We're going to spin around to the back. We're going to look at this piece of glowstone right there. There should be a redstone torch right there.